Excellent. Good morning everyone. Danny Nevill from the Universal Group, and we are a marketing agency based in Colchester that helps businesses, small and medium size, generate more leads and inquiries through the internet. Today I'm going to speak to you about instant lead generation. So this is when you or someone you know, a business, may need instantaneous inquiry, sales online. And there's many ways to do that, and I'm going to speak about those today. But before I go into how we do it, there's a bit of exercise I'd like you to undertake, and that is understanding who your exact target market is. Because the exercise of activity in terms of generating these leads instantaneously can only happen if you know who you're trying to sell to. I'll give you some examples we have as an agency. We meet businesses and they provide, say, tiling, and I say, who do you sell to? And they say, everyone. They don't sell to everyone because obviously we've got ages from 0 to 100 and plus. And you've got the whole country, potentially worldwide. So when someone says they sell to everyone, and then say maybe, oh, do you serve Scotland then? No, I don't do Scotland. Right, okay, so bring it back in. So you serve people in their teens? No, etc. So I'd like to think about today, who do you actually sell to and who is your actual ideal client? Because once you know who your ideal client is, who spends maybe the most with you or buys the most frequently or easiest and best to work with, you can then target these people through precision advertising online. So think about that avatar, that profile of customer. Where do they work? Where are they based? What's their role? What sort of platforms and sites do they go on? What's their typical income? What's their interests, hobbies, age range, career, etc. Because once you have that information, you can then target the right people. And that's where you get precision advertising and marketing from. Following on from that, I now need you to know what your average customer's worth, the average customer value. Every big global business will know exactly how much their average customer's worth, how much their average transaction is, how frequently they spend, and how much their friends and family are worth off the back of them. So once you know your average customer value, and again we meet lots of businesses who struggle with this task as well, so I'll give you some tips on how to work this out. One of them is looking at how much you invoice people typically. And we often hear, oh, it ranges so wide, so low and so high. Okay, well look at your turnover over the year, divide it by the number of customers you have, and that will give you another indication. So things like an accountant or a hairdresser, once you start looking into the numbers of spend, frequency of spend, number of years as a customer, and frequency of referral, you can then look at how much a customer's actually worth. And this is where the businesses who understand this and really use it really grow, because they're able to then do what's called buying new customers. You often hear that term, oh, well, buying customers, using your money, make your money make money for you. But you can only do that if you understand how much your customers are worth and how much you're willing to spend to buy another one. Once you understand that trade and transaction, you then start working out how much you're willing to actually spend to get that next customer and return on investment. So a challenge you can have in marketing advertising is unrealistic expectation. So obviously we've got financial advisors and so forth in the room, and they will help you understand returns of investment. And if we use their modeling for a marketing agency or an advertising agency, it'd be incredibly easy for us to give you those sort of level of return. However, what you often have is people may want to spend £50, £100 and expect millions back. If you type that into a calculator, the return on investment is thousands of %, which obviously anyone would want to do and have. But it doesn't quite work like that. Once you understand what your actual customer's worth and return investment, you'll soon realise that buying customers is something you can do. And it's something that you can afford to invest in, and buying that next customer through acquisition. So if we go on to a few platforms you could use, and you might want to write these down, you've got things such as Google AdWords, which is Google advertising. You have LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, as all social media platforms you can use for advertising. And the great thing with these platforms are, when you create your profile, you're giving them all the information we need as advertisers. Where you're based, what your hobbies and interests are, what you follow, what you like, because you're doing it all day naturally. So your natural activity is giving us as advertisers that key detail. You'll often see on sites cookies. Has everyone seen the cookie policy or cookies pop up? So that's then helping us track and monitor what sites you go on, what you're doing, and so forth off the back of that. It also helps heavily with affiliate marketing, which we'll go on to in another presentation. Talk about how we use affiliates to drive traffic in for you and how that commission basis gets tracked and monitored and paid out as well. But in terms of instant advertising and instant lead generation today, once you understand your average customer value, you can then create a spend. So just say you're using Google AdWords, which may sit at the top or bottom of search engines such as Google. You can then pay per click. So I'd like to tell you all today here, you can advertise your business on Google right now for free. No cost at all. No cost to be at the top, no cost to be at the bottom. Only if a motivated customer who's typed in what you're looking for clicks your advert, do you pay anything. So people often hear people say, oh, I can't possibly afford to do PPC or pay-per-click because that company there is massive, they're huge. Not correct, because that customer understands their customer value, and if they're in your industry, then they are using the same model you're using because you're selling the similar product to what they're selling. The difference is they might stay on the roulette table on the game the whole day, whereas you might just want to be on there for the first few hours. And that's what you can do. You can say, my budget's £1, £10, £100 a day, and once that £100 spent or £10 spent, you come off the table. And that's really where you can be in the mix with your biggest competitors. You can feature and advertise with them. On that notion, I would highly recommend, whether you use us or another agency, have someone manage your pay-per-click for you, because you can easily misspend your money. So an advertising platform such as Google, if you say to it, I'll target everyone, they're going to rub their hands and love you to bits, because they are going to serve your adverts to everyone. And your money is going to deplete very quickly, because there's thousands, millions and hundreds of people searching every day for what you sell and offer. And that's why you need to really hone in who it is you're trying to target. So for example, if your office only works 9 till 5 and you only answer inquiries 9 till 5, it might be advantageous to actually only advertise between those hours. You could serve someone. If you have 24-hour advertising, but you're only operating 6, 7, 8 hours of that advertising space, then you might be getting wasted spend, wasted clicks, and lower conversion rates. When an inquiry comes in, it's very important you do act upon it quickly. So testing phone lines, email accounts, etc. is important, as well as being proactive on that inquiry management. We can't get involved, well, we can't apply all of your conversion process for you. However, we can advise you and guide you on how we would recommend conversions. Similar to online as well as offline, the quicker and easier and more streamlined your conversion process is, the easier and quicker it is for you to make more sales. And the same is true both on and offline. So really, as an agency, what I'm looking for is businesses who may need leads instantly, and a bit like a kettle or a tap, you can turn it on and off as and when you wish. And then we can basically manage advertising spend for you, report back to you how many clicks, impressions you've had, where those clicks and impressions are coming from, and using tools such as Google Analytics, which is a tracking tool. You can see where those customers are coming into your site, what they're doing on the site, where they're going, how many pages they're going on, and so forth. On that point, we'd highly recommend live chat. We see huge uplift in conversion rates when you have live chat. That could be a WhatsApp chat or a system such as like TalkTo. We can then speak and converse with customers very quickly. And you might say, well, I don't want to be chatting to people, I want to talk to them. Great. Well, once you've got that conversation going, you can then get them on the phone. But that's really where you uplift their conversions and increase that spend to acquisition of customer value. To give you a quick snapshot, often we find a hairdresser, the average customer's worth, say, £6,000, for an accountant, £20,000. So once you understand your numbers, it becomes very easy to do advertising, but it's very important we all understand how much the customer's worth, how much we need to spend before we start doing anything from there. So my name's Nevill. I'll now welcome you to ask any questions you may have, but as I said, we're looking for people who want managed pay-per-click advertising on these various platforms for any business that wants instant leads for their company. Excellent. Thank you.